I've been studying the Declaration of Independence, Articles of Confederation, and the U.S. Constitution for almost a whole year now. Although we've been learned a lot, one thing we didn't cover is why are these documents so important in the first place? In April 1775, when war broke out between Britain and the colonists at Lexington and Concord, very few colonists wanted independence. Most of the colonists actually just wanted a larger self-measure of the government. Even with just a request for this, the British refused to repeal the Intolerable Acts. The British king was so angry at this request that he declared the states were in a place of rebellion, and he even removed them from his protection. This was the beginning of the Revolutionary War. With the ravages of war, the colonists became bitter. However, in October 1775, the British burned down the towns of Portland and Maine, with thousands of people losing their homes. Even with this, it wasn't until January 1776, when Thomas Paine wrote an article called Common Sense, that people really began to want freedom. Common Sense was mainly about how the king was doing nothing for them and they should part from it. All these events led to the Declaration of Independence being written and declaring freedom for our country with it. Even when the Declaration of Independence was written, America still had a weak central and national government. The main reason for this was that before the Declaration was written, the only real form of government in America was how the British government was run. Because of this, the colonists recognized the need for a stronger national government and state constitution, and they needed them fast. States started drafting state constitutions. Each state had different rules. These documents gave the rights and defined state powers. However, the national government was still needed. The national government was important to states because states needed important protections and services. Because of this, the Articles of Confederation was written. The U.S. Constitution was written in 1778, 11 years after the Articles of Confederation. The reason the U.S. Constitution was written was because the government outlined in the Articles of Confederation was too weak, and the Constitution was basically a built-upon version of the Articles with a stronger national government plan. One major flaw in the Articles of Confederation was that the national government didn't have enough power to raise money for the states. It was a problem the government couldn't really tax states because the states that did give money had to give much more money, since other states didn't give it money. Because of this, a new government plan was needed to be written, called a U.S. Constitution. In order for this to come to action, delegates were chosen to draft the Constitution and did this at the U.S. Constitutional Convention. The Constitutional Convention was called so that delegates could revise the Articles of Confederation. The main problem with the first draft was that they regularly didn't protect simple rights. This set the stage for adding the Bill of Rights, which led to adding even more amendments.